Tape from New Mexico. Mountaintop Bob here with another edition of the 20 meter beam build. It's built, it's complete, it's tuned, it's ready to go. I still got a lot of taping to do on it and some other stuff, but I'm going to try it out a couple of days. And here in a little bit I'll be continuing this video from inside, and I'll let you see the SWRs and how it all turned out. Let you listen to it. Probably be in the morning. 20 meters is about over with for today. As the sun goes down, it usually kind of goes away, so in the morning it'll pick up around 7. So I'll continue this video in the morning, and until then, everybody have a good evening. This is Mountaintop Bob signing off for the moment. Alright, so this gizmo here, I'm get a close up to it. Yeah. You can see what it is. It's the SARK, SARK 100. I'm looking at this backwards somehow. No, I hope it don't show up in my upside down. No. But anyway, it's the SWR antenna analyzer. And it'll analyze everything from 6 meters all the way through the ham bands to 160 meters. So, and that's what I was doing or showing, was that the SWRs on this beam is supposed to be right around 200, or excuse me, 2 to 1. And in fact, it ended up being a 1.67, I think is what I seen on there, which is lower, which is better. And that's about all I pay attention to. But this thing will do a lot more than just the SWRs. It'll scan and configure, and got all the bands, and in different modes. Shows you different information. So, all right. That being said, let me get the radio hooked up and see if we can find somebody to listen to. Alright, so I'm a general class ham. There's 3 types of license. There's actually on here, it even shows more. Let's see. Anyway, I'm a general class. There's a technician below me and extras above me. But the general class, I'm going to read off what I get on the 20 meter band. I get from 14.225 through 14.350 megahertz. And you can get one of these. It gives you everything. It gives you all the different bands, all the frequencies that you're allowed for whatever license you hold. So that's what that is. Alright, so I hold a general class, and I'm on 20 meters, so we're going to turn the radio on, and we're going to get between 14.225 and 14.350 and see who we can hear, and see who all we can hear, and maybe we'll hear where they're from. And just let you listen for a minute to this homemade beam. My homebrew. I really get to call it a homebrew because it's pieced together. It's pieced together with odd and end pieces of aluminum from tri-band 20, 15. It's a 10, 15, and 20 meters is what that antenna originally was. It had coils and stuff in it that make up the different bands and stuff. But I took all that stuff out, and now it is a mono bander 20 meter 4-element beam on a 26-foot boom. And let's see how it sounds.
Putting out about 450 watts on my American locations, most of the time, the only two bands we can really ever use is 80 meters and 60 meters. I found 60 meters to be quite reliable. He's southeast of Atlanta, so about 100 miles or 90 miles crosswise, I guess. And then we have a family cabin up in North Carolina, which is almost equidistant from my location. So about 100 miles North Carolina.
All right, so what you were hearing there was one side of a conversation, and probably the person that you heard, the person that he was talking to, and I didn't catch his call sign there. They're supposed to give it every so often. Anyway, he was probably talking to someone out here in the West, out here where I'm at. On 20 meters, you don't have a lot of reception close. It's all far away, and that's why I like it. So wherever that guy was, he's probably somewhere back he's back east somewhere. I do get some of California and some Canada and a few other places from here, but anything close to me, I won't be able to hear them on the radio, only the people that's far away. So let's see if we can find somebody to listen to. This may be a two-way conversation. .300 is kind of a marine band. There's usually a net going on all the time. There'll be people all over the country bouncing back and forth and taking over the net and making calls out, looking for anybody that may be having a mayday or a problem, or just somebody wants to check in. And then they do check-ins from around the country to see who all they can hear. And it's really interesting just to sit back and listen to them guys. Right now there's not much happening. As the sun comes up higher in the sky, the propagation will get better, and hopefully there'll be more contacts. And today's Saturday. I was expecting a lot of stuff to happen. So let's see. Let me turn the dial and see what else we can find.
Let's say Phoenix or so on and so forth. Where are you at?
All right, so you can't hear Phoenix. You can just barely hear him.
All right, very good. Well, nice to hear you in there today, and enjoy the rest of the morning here. Kilowatt Echo 6 Golf Fox India, November 8 X-ray, Queen Mike in Ohio, clear. Good day.
Ohio's coming in good. Well, I guess all that leaves is to see if it'll talk. All right. So I'm currently on 14.313. currently on 14.313, and Georgia's coming in pretty good, and I have a friend back that way, so I'm going to throw a call out, and if he's around, he will get on the radio and come back to me, or there may be someone else on this frequency, and we'll see how it goes from there. So stand by, and I'll show you how this all works. So let me talk a little bit about it. When I go on there, I'm going to ask if the frequency is in use, and if nobody comes back, or if there's somebody comes back, we'll see what happens there. If nobody comes back, then I'll throw a call out a few times and sit here and wait, and then when I get tired of waiting and tired of throwing my call out, I will sign off from that frequency, and somebody else can have it that maybe didn't want to talk to me. So that's how that works. So let's give it a shot. Here we go. Is this frequency in use? Is this frequency in use? Nothing heard. This is Whiskey 5, Sierra, Foxtrot, Romeo, Blue Water Lake, New Mexico, calling CQ, CQ, anybody, anywhere, Whiskey 5, Sierra, Foxtrot, Romeo, Blue Water Lake, New Mexico, standing by. So you want to throw your call out long enough so you might bleed over on some frequencies nearby and they can tune in on you if they're close enough to barely hear you. CQ, 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 Whiskey 5, Sierra, Foxtrot, Romeo, W5, SFR, calling CQ, CQ, anybody, anywhere, W5, SFR, standing by. So there's nothing heard there. We're going to scroll up the band to another frequency. Nothing heard. Whiskey 5, Sierra, Foxtrot, Romeo, Blue Water Lake, New Mexico. Clear with this frequency. Whiskey 5, Sierra, Foxtrot, Romeo, W5, SFR, Blue Water Lake, New Mexico. Over.
Okay, Whiskey 5, Sierra, Foxtrot, Romeo in New Mexico. Very nice signal up here in Iowa. You're number 10 on my list, and we're at the bottom of the list, so come on in and take your turn. Give me your name and location. Over.
Roger, roger. You got Bob on this end. Bravo, Oscar, Bravo. My location is Blue Water Lake, New Mexico, right outside a little tiny town called Brew, about halfway between Gallup, New Mexico, and Grants, New Mexico. About 8 miles south of the interstate, and we moved here 3 years. This is my third winter coming up. We've just spent our third summer, and we had an amazing summer. We're from back east, in Florida, so moving here is a whole new thing. We retired out here, and so this past summer, the first summer we was here, we had to get the house fixed up. This summer we had a chance to play and get out and about and do stuff. Picked up a new hobby, started a YouTube channel, went camping, busted the drive shaft in my truck running over boulders. Let's see, what else did we do? All I know is we had one heck of a blast all summer long. Go ahead.
Okay, Bob, I know I missed a little bit there, but I got that you're in Blue Water Lake, New Mexico, and this is like your third winter going down to New Mexico, I believe you said. So, well, this old 20-meter band is sort of up and down and a little QSB, but we thank you so much for calling in to the Amateur Radio Missionary Service Net. We're on here a couple hours every morning except Sundays, and we certainly invite you to come back and see us again there, Bob. Over.
Roger, roger. Well, I really appreciate the comeback and the contact this morning. right at the end of winter last year, we're at 7,000 feet, and we get a lot of wind up here. So right at the end of winter, my beam, I got a 4-element beam up, and it's just pointing back east, no rotor or anything, and it got destroyed. So I shortened it from 36-foot boom to a 26-foot boom. I had to take 10 feet of the boom out, and but I saved the elements. It's still 4-element. It's 10 feet off the ground right now. It'll be going back up on the tower. This is actually the first contact that I've made with it. It's just kind of a checkout morning here. Just make sure everything's still working properly. And hopefully I'll be back on the air through the winter on this frequency on 20 meters, and my 2-meter station will be back up, I hope. So in the meantime, you guys have a good one. I'm going to go ahead and sign off and get out of here. This is Whiskey 5 Sierra Foxtrot Romeo, Blue Water Lake, New Mexico, 73s all around. Roger, roger.
S8, S9, Tennessee. Okay, Bob. Well,
S8, 8, 9, Tennessee.
Well, if that beam would be up on top of a tower, but then up at 10,000 feet on the mountain there, that should be sufficient height. But we're running a 5-element tri-bander here on about 50 feet up, about 700 watts to it there. Well, 7-3s and the Lord's blessing. Bob, you have a great weekend, and come back and say hello again there, Bob. Over.
Roger, roger, will do. We're going to get out of here and let some of them other guys get in. I heard somebody out of Tennessee just booming in here, so I'm sure he's ready to get in there as well. 73s, everybody. This is Whiskey 5 Sierra Foxtrot Romeo, Blue Water Lake, New Mexico. Catch you next time.